How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. West Ham against Arsenal, back in Premier League action after Champions League during midweek. And listen, I'll tell you something. West Ham away, very good memories last season. I wouldn't mind a similar result. We absolutely annihilated them. And then we actually added insult to injury with Declan Rice scoring an absolute screamer. But listen, right now, it's all about wins, and I'll take 1-0. It's as simple as that. But I feel that West Ham are probably playing us at the wrong time. And I know it's only been 2 games, but you look at the last 2 games and the way that we are playing, we're starting to look like the Arsenal we all know. The performance against Sporting Lisbon was absolutely superb. The performance against Nottingham Forest was absolutely superb. But listen, West Ham at home, they can be dangerous, and they do have some dangerous players. Jared Bowen, Paqueta, Mohamed Kudus is not playing. He's suspended. Last game of his suspension for that red card he got against Spurs. But yeah, listen, West Ham, they do have some dangerous players. And I don't feel that their season is as overly bad as some of their supporters may suggest. I know there's been some poor performances in there, and it's the manner of the defeats that's kind of got them, questioning the new manager. But you've got to put it in context and say it's not as bad as you think. And I know they're right down there in terms of the Premier League table, but they're a point off Manchester United, and they're about 5 points or 4 points even off Spurs in 6th. They've lost the same amount of games this season as Spurs. It's not that bad. But again, I do understand why some West Ham fans have questioned the manager when you see some of the performances, some of the games that I've watched where they've been, conceding a lot of goals. There looks to be no idea. There looks to be no fight and no desire and no work for the new manager. But then last time out, away to Newcastle, they had a fantastic 2-0 win. And I don't think anybody saw that result coming. Not even West Ham fans. So yeah, listen, it's one of those that you're going to have to be cautious about. But I do feel that we should have enough to, take care of business. But we are in that stage of the season where we've got games every few days, and you kind of not wanting to look ahead, but you're going to have to look ahead. And we got Manchester United on Wednesday night, and that's always a big game, despite where they are in the table and everything else. New manager, and that will be in Mikel Arteta's mind. What do we do? And I feel that there may be some rotation for this game, with less in the Manchester United game. Mainly because we've been, in the Champions League in midweek and travelled to Portugal and everything else. And there's question marks over Gabriel, whether he will be fit. I got a feeling he may well rest him for this game and, not push him to come back into it and have him ready for, the Manchester United game. But then saying that, when you think of what happened with Gabriel, against Liverpool, and then he was available for the next game. It's an interesting one, that's for sure. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel that there might be some rotation for this game. There was against Nottingham Forest, and I know that's at home, but Nottingham Forest are having a better season than West Ham, and they're a very good side. And I don't know, it's a catch-22. And at the end of the day, this is where the squad kind of, gets used, should we say. So, listen, with that said, let's go and get into the predicted lineup. I think this will be a difficult one to predict. Starting off in goal, David Raya. That will be a very straightforward one. Right back, Jurriën Timber. again, a very straightforward one, to be honest. And he was exceptional in Portugal. And yeah, I think this one's very, very straightforward. Right centre-back, William Saliba. Again, a very, very straightforward decision. Left centre-back, I feel that maybe Calafiori. I've said the reasoning and explanations behind Gabriel, and we don't know the severity or the extent, etc. And I feel that when Mikel Arteta does his press conference, he will no doubt say that he hasn't trained yet, if he trains later, and all the usual stuff that he says. But I feel that if you're going to put somebody there, play Calafiori, not Kyrgios. Please, not Kyrgios. Especially not against the likes of Mikel Antonio and whatnot. But yeah, listen, if Gabriel's fit, he plays. But if he's not, Calafiori. Left back, Zinchenko. I feel we could come into the side. Going to have to be cautious because you've got Jarrod Bowen. But what he can give us in our build-up and everything else, yeah, listen, no problems at all. Into the midfield, I feel this is where there will be changes as well. And I feel that Thomas Partey will come out. And that's, listen, nothing against him. He's been absolutely immense. But I feel this is with Wednesday in mind. And Jorginho will come in there. And I thought Jorginho was exceptionally good against Nottingham Forest before he got his booking. And then Mikel Arteta, yeah, got very cautious. And he is very cautious over players on yellow cards at the moment. So I feel for this one, he'll probably go with Jorginho. On the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka, very straightforward, very simple. Alongside him, Martin Odegaard, again, very straightforward and very simple. Next to him, Declan Rice, again, a very straightforward one, returning back to West Ham. And he will be absolutely fired up for this game. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Trossard. I don't feel there'll be a lot of space in this game. Given the fact that I feel West Ham will play quite deep, which means Martinelli might not get a lot of room. So I'm going to go with Trossard for this one. And then up front as the main striker, Kai Havertz. It's going to be very physical and we're going to need his physicality. So yeah, I think that one, again, is very straightforward. So listen, changes in there. But at this time of the season, you're going to have to make these changes. When you look at our games coming up as well, we've got Manchester United on Wednesday, Fulham away on Sunday. Then we're back in Champions League action on the Wednesday at home to Monaco. Then we're at home to Everton. Then we've got the Carabao Cup quarter-final against Crystal Palace. And then we're actually away against Crystal Palace 3 days later. And then we play Ipswich on the 27th and then Brentford away on January the 1st. So listen, it's a very, very packed schedule. And I do feel that, yeah, we're going to have to, manage that accordingly. And like the Nottingham Forest game, there were changes. And I feel with this one, there will be changes. So we'll wait and see. So listen, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree with that lineup. What would you change? What would you do? What would you like to see? Listen, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot very soon. I'm out of here.